Hello, Capricorn. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Capricorn is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your reading. Please hit the like button, leave a comment. Consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. It's totally free. It doesn't cost you anything. And new readings for Capricorn every Thursday and Sunday. All right. If there's anything you need me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Capricorn, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And we start with the Fool. This is really nice. I feel like we've been getting the Fool card quite often for you, Capricorn. The Fool kind of tells me that you're someone ready for adventure, that you're ready maybe for a fresh start somewhere. This tells me that you have a lot of ideas that people would find strange. Yeah. You think outside of the box. For you, there is no box. You have a very keen imagination. You have, I think, an ability to kind of walk between worlds, you know. You might be someone that's very skilled in divination. Maybe you read tarot, pendulum, Jing, geomancy, tea leaves. I feel like you're very much in touch with the divine world. Yeah. I think it inspires you. I think you inspire others. I feel like you're a very cheerful person most of the time as well. You know, you have this real inner light that kind of shines. People may even think that you act a little goofy sometimes, right? A little silly. But it's playful. It's fun. You feel fun to me right now. So that's our first card. Let's select our last card. And that's going to be the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation cards. One random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. You're just going to set it aside over here. We're going to put Tiny Bob Ross right there on top. Now, we're not going to look at that card until the very end, but it will tie everything together and it will give us the confirmation that we need. Okay. If at any point during the reading you feel like you know what that card is or you have a hunch, I want you to put your prediction down in the comments. All right. Let's make it a group exercise in intuition. All right. So let's go back to the Fool here. You're going to have to excuse my voice. I've got a bad case of bronchitis. With the Fool, there's someone in your life, there's someone close to you with an A as their first initial. I feel like they're very close to you still, or maybe they're still in this physical realm with you, or they've transcended, but I feel like someone with the A name is very close to you. I also feel like myself, someone in your life has a problem with their lungs or with their breathing. And I don't know if it's the same person as the A name person or not, but that's just something that I'm getting there. Well, let's see what this Fool is up to right now, right? What's our second card going to be? Oh, all right, Chariot. The Chariot is your shadow energy, right? This is the opposite sign to Capricorn. Capricorn, Cancer, if you look at the astrological wheel, this is your opposite, right? The Cancer energy. So I think that this kind of conflicts with your conscious side, the Fool side, right? Just wants to go exploring, whereas the Chariot wants to stay home, wants to just kind of defend what's already been built. Doesn't want to go out exploring for new things. See, the Chariot's not moving. The Chariot's here in a defensive position. It's here to make sure nothing happens to this area that I've built. Where the Fool says, nothing is mine, I don't care, I just want to go and explore. I want adventure. Well, sometimes, sometimes the Chariot can get moving, right? So I kind of feel this is what's going on. I feel like this Fool energy within you is trying to kind of shake this Chariot and be like, hey, wake up, let's go. Let's go on a quest. Let's go find something. Let's go find a holy grail, right? But like I said, the chariot kind of wants to just defend this little square of land that we've said, okay, this is mine. So this is a defending of tradition. This is a defending of what has been established and what has already been working. Why would you go explore something new when what you've got right now works perfectly fine? You know, the toaster works. Why do you need a new toaster, right? The point is there doesn't need to be a reason. The point is that sometimes the fool just gets that wanderlust, gets that travel bug, just wants to do things. So it's kind of like you have this one kind of wild and carefree, sort of irresponsible friend, and the other friend is very responsible, has all the passports organized, has everything kind of mapped out and calculated, and is prepared, you know. And that's kind of what it means to have integrated your opposite sign. That you got the best of both worlds here. Let's see where this is going. Let's do another card. Oh, there's some more Cancer energy. This is the cardinal water sign, fire of water, the same as the cardinal water that is the Cancer energy. And this is underneath everything. This is really your idea or your impulse to give and receive love. You know, I think that's what the fool really wants. That's why you've got this kind of wanderlust, this travel bug. I think that you have a gift, and I think you feel compelled to share your gift with the world. Yeah. I really feel like this year is going to be one of a lot of traveling for you. A lot of meeting new people and opportunities to give your gift, to share your gift, to receive love and affection from others, to receive gifts from others, but to share your gift. And I feel like that's what you really want. You want to have that experience. You want to have that exchange with other people. Yeah. And this is the shadows. This is the opposite sign card, right? And it just happens to be beneath the surface, right? If you got the Capricorn energy up here, your central conscious outward focus, inside you've got the opposite Cancer energy. This is kind of what you really want, even though if it's not really what you're expressing outwardly. I'm curious to see what this top card's going to be. Because it does seem to me like you've got this desire within you. This is what you really want, right? And maybe stripped away of all details, this is what we all want. We all want to find our gift and give it away, right? Maybe this is, you know, we said the fool is trying to shake the charioteer and say, let's go on a quest, let's go find the Holy Grail. Maybe you have found it. But now the fool is saying, hey, let's go give it away. Let's go share it. Let's go show the world. Let's travel the world with it, you know. So I feel, though, in a very practical way, 2024 is going to see a lot of travel for you, a lot of opportunity to meet new people. Let's do the card behind us here. Well, there's the balance. There's the adjustment. You know, we don't want to be too much fool. We don't want to be too much chariot. Okay. But here again, I'm getting this idea of there's a breathing issue with someone close to you. Something to do with either the lungs or some kind of a breathing thing. Anyway, the idea of balance and adjustment. You know, I think we do need to kind of fine-tune our approach to life. And this might be something that because it's in the past position, maybe this adjustment energy is the way you've focused on professionalism in your past. The way that you have tried to always do the right thing, but you were always maybe trying to choose the right word here. Maybe a little formal, you know, always focused on the kind of professionalism, right? Which is a stark contrast between the kind of motley fool, not very professional, not very considerate, doesn't really have manners, right? Eats with its hands and feet on the table and all that stuff. That's quite different from this. And this could be what we're used to. Maybe you had a very business-oriented life, right? Maybe you're in something kind of administrative, bureaucratic, law, perhaps, administration, office, or government, city government, something. Because I feel like there's a very professional side to you. And then there's this It's kind of opposite energy, right? So there's kind of a shifting of things here. I feel like the veil is getting a little bit thin. You can't really tell where one side of you ends and the other begins. It's getting more difficult to keep the two separated because your soul is integrating. You're becoming one whole being that is, completely in tune with itself. Yeah. This is really, I think, a year for you of spiritual integration, of union, right? And we've been talking about this a lot, Capricorn, of the union with your shadow self, your opposite sign, really taking in some of these Cancer-like qualities. But it doesn't always manifest the Cancer as the kind of traditionalism, right? It's not always an energy that just wants to have a box and defend our box, right? It's this, it's kind of implicit that we want to expand that box. We want to get out of the box. We want to make everything feel like home. We want to make the entire world our home and every other person our family. Yeah. And that's what we're doing here by getting out there and sharing our gifts, sharing ourselves. The giving and receiving of love through this card here. But I don't think your life was always that way. I think you had a very professional career, very professional relationship with the world. You're using the formal Spanish instead of the informal Spanish, right? But we want to change that. We want to get more familiar. We want to get more intimate. So some adjustments are needed. Now we're going to look at this top card here. Oh, that's the Star. That's the Star. This is your true nature, right? And the Star, to me, really is, I think you've been getting, I think you're someone, like I said before with the Fool, it feels like you know your way around a Ouija board or an astrological chart or tarot cards or geomancy or something like that. I think that's something that you do enjoy, but in a private way. Yeah. So now I'm wondering if that's something that you're kind of bringing out to the world. If now it's like this, you're trying to blend this kind of personal spiritual belief system and practice, and you're trying to kind of merge that with your professional, interpersonal, career kind of skill set, So now we're integrating that. And that's what the Star is. The Star is the true self, higher and lower, inner and outer, the personality and the higher mind. So this to me is really a focus, a refocusing on what your true destiny is. And I think that true destiny is union with ourselves, full, complete integration. Right? Not compartmentalizing, not saying, okay, well, my spiritual beliefs or my tarot reading or whatever, it's just something that I keep private. And, it doesn't have to be a public display, right? A lot of things that we do are just for us. A lot of things are just sacred for us. But I feel like there's this real desire in you, this real impulse and this striving to give your gifts to the world. And maybe you are a psychic, a medium, a channel, a tarot reader, something like that. And you're feeling more and more the prompting of your spirit to provide that service, to give that gift to others. Okay. So I think you're beginning to kind of fine-tune that channel with yourself to understand where your life is headed. Okay. Now, with the Star energy too up here, I wonder if you are in fact a medium or a channel, because a lot of the time that's what I sense when I get the Star card. Because it's kind of like there are obviously trillions of stars out there, right? But I think you have this unique ability. I think we all have the ability, but you seem to be pretty much in tune with it, to kind of to select one of those beams of light, just one channel of starlight, right, to focus on. And we got a lot of major arcana here. So I feel like you have kind of this, you've been chosen in a way, where it doesn't feel like you have as many blockages as most of us do, and you're able to really rather easily tune into the different star channels, you know? So I think maybe you are kind of a medium, or someone in your life, maybe someone in your family, you know, a relative or something, has some mediumship abilities, or you're being called to some sort of mediumship. Okay? Well, let's look at one more card for the path of the dove here. And another major arcana. This is stunning. Stunning. And see, now, this is kind of exactly what I was talking about. You're able to fine-tune into one of these star channels. Well, that's what this is, right? The sun is just another star, right? It's not just another star, it's a particular star. And you're able to tune into any particular star. So I think that's really what's going on here, is that you're opening up to these kinds of mediumship abilities. And I think someone in your family had this ability as well. Maybe you weren't aware of it. Do a little digging and see what you can learn. I feel like this is not only you fine-tuning and kind of honing the skill of mediumship, but this is your ability now to see your own star. Because again, this is your true self, higher and lower, inner and outer. Right? The conscious side, the unconscious side, both opposite, and the entire astrological wheel. Right? Every aspect of you, of your soul, of your spirit, and your body, this is it. So you're really achieving this integration. It's going to be this spiritual union. And I think it's going to be a very lovely experience. I think that it's going to be one of love and warmth and gratitude. I think it's going to be a life-renewing, a revitalizing experience for you, especially when you start connecting with others through what I think is kind of a mediumship thing. You're going to feel so enriched by that experience. You know, a lot of the time with mediums and stuff, it takes a toll on their own soul, their own body and spirit to do that mediumship work, to be the channel, right? But I think you are so prepared, and I think it's because of this chariot card. You're so well protected spiritually that I think you're only going to be gaining through the giving and receiving of this gift, through this channeling or mediumship, if that's what it is, or something along those lines. I think it's going to be a very enriching practice for you if you choose to take it into a more, a more public-facing kind of enterprise, you know, offering your services to a wider audience. Yeah. We're going to switch to the path of the serpent now, and as I do this, I'd like to ask for your subscription. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. Totally free. Doesn't cost you anything. Leave some comments for me. I really do love hearing from you. Okay. Capricorn readings every Thursday and Sunday. All right. Let's go. First card for the path of the serpent. Infinite possibilities. Everything is manifesting. This is really, really wonderful here. The Princess of Pentacles. This is the entire infinite universe now manifest. This is the raw materials of your life. And I think that this is kind of what you're recognizing. You know, this is you recognizing that you do have everything that you already need. You have all the raw materials here. It's almost like we wake up one day and we realize that, hey, I've got all the necessary ingredients to really prepare the ultimate feast, right? And it's not like we planned it. It's just kind of like it all just sort of happened, that everything we needed slowly came together. Now we find that we've got all the resources that we need. Okay. I'm also getting something, there's someone in your family, I think, that had heart issues. And maybe that's a line for you to investigate with who might have been a medium or a channel or some sort of a psychic, or had some sort of divinatory skills in your family, right? And it might be a chosen family, a spiritual family, or it could be a blood family, but someone had some heart issues, I think. Okay, the Princess of Pentacles. I also feel as if this is very literal. I feel like right now in your life, you're going to be finding the financial means will be there for you to start some kind of new enterprise, or for you to invest in this future of yours. Okay? And this, again, it's part of this idea that suddenly when you need it, all the raw materials are there. Okay? And sometimes that's a little bit of money. Sometimes we just need like our bills paid so that we can focus on something that isn't necessarily geared toward making money. I think it would be very difficult. And this is like Maslow's, I think it was Maslow's, right? The hierarchy of needs. If you have food, water, shelter, well, that gives you now the opportunity or the foundation to pursue other things. Yeah. To pursue art, language, tools, pottery, you know what I mean? Like to be able to kind of to advance and into higher thinking, higher feeling, and develop some of these other skills that we have. So in some ways, we're very thankful for this chariot that just wanted to defend the kind of the home front, right? Defend your own castle. Because now I think that you've got, or you will be, experiencing a very secure foundation from which you can pursue these other interests, if it is some kind of psychic mediumship or whatever it might be. And I might be way off on that. Maybe it has nothing to do with that. But it is something I think that it has to do with this star and of you offering this gift to the world. Okay. But I think you'll find that the support you need will be there when you're ready to start putting your effort into this new project. Yeah. The resources will be there. Let's look at what else is in your environment. Well, we've got a 5 of Wands in the environment. That's interesting. I wasn't expecting the 5 of Wands there, because that sometimes talks about fighting, right? Strife, competition. Yeah, I mean, in a literal way, there is probably a lot of competition for what you propose to do, what the skill set is that you're trying to kind of offer the world. Maybe you feel like there is a lot of competition. Maybe you're experiencing a little bit of blowback from your environment, from family, friends. I have to take a sip of my orange drink here. My voice is not holding out like I hoped it would. Anyway, 5 of Wands. There could be some blowback from other people in your environment, family, friends. This might be even when you go, if you're going to do a little digging to find out if someone in your family was kind of a psychic or a medium or had some experiences like that. You might actually be experiencing a little bit of resistance from your family where they don't really want to talk about it. That could be what this card is representing. But I feel like this card's also about taking the initiative, knowing when to kind of to fight for something, even though it's a struggle. You know, is it worth fighting for? Is it worth the effort? Right? There's a lot of the time that's what this card's about. It doesn't mean that you're going to have arguments, but it means that there's going to be a need for you to exert force. Okay? There's going to be a need for you to exert your spiritual energy, your force and your fire, your creativity. Yeah. And maybe this is something as simple as you're trying to start a YouTube channel. You're trying to offer your services, your psychic abilities, your mediumship to the world, or whatever else this new project or venture is going to be. And you've got to realize that, yeah, there are probably a lot of other people doing the same thing. This is the willingness to fight through that, to know that you have something unique to offer the world. And you've just got to find the right way to express that, to package it, and to provide it for people. You have a unique voice, right? But there will be blowback. There will be competition, okay? And you have to be certain that this is something you're willing to fight for. Yeah, something that you believe in, something that is worth the effort. Okay. Let's take a look at another card here. This is going to be the obstacle card. It's a 4. A 4 of Wands here now. And in the position of what we don't want, or this is the fear, worry, and concern. This card's about completion. And this, I don't quite know why this card would be the obstacle. I think it's kind of this is the idea that things have not turned out the way we expected them to. And I think this is the worry, right? This is the feeling that there was just too much involved here that I didn't really want. You want to have, this is what you want, right? You don't want to have to do necessarily all of the bureaucratic administrative work too, right? Because I feel like the adjustment card, this is what we've moved away from. This is what we're trying to, we got that Fool energy, let's not forget. So we have this desire to shift away from the past kind of energy, but then we're realizing that if we're going in this new direction, there's going to have to be some of that old energy too. You know, like we said it before, there's kind of this balance. There's this need for integration. So we have to be willing to accept the bad as well as the good. The stuff we don't want sometimes is a necessary part of getting what we do want, right? You want to be able to offer your gift to the world. Well, there's a lot of other stuff that kind of has to be a part of that, okay? And I think that's kind of what this is figuring out a way to take care of all the daily operations of things, all the mundane stuff, without detracting from the real essence of it, the real magic. Yeah. It's hard to go into a kind of a spiritual place and then you got to go ring up the cash register at the end, or you've got to go, you know, call the cable company or something. It kind of takes you out of the zone, you know? But we have to realize that that's all part of the spiritual process. You know, it's not just the ritual, the ceremony, the act of divination, but it's all the technical stuff behind it. It's all the bills getting paid. It's putting stamps on envelopes or whatever it takes, you know. And I think that's kind of the obstacle here is accepting all of that, what seems like unnecessary, frivolous stuff. It's a very crucial aspect of any kind of enterprise. Yeah. Okay, one more card on the path of the serpent here. And that's exactly right, yeah. 3 of Pentacles, understanding the process of creation on the physical plane. So it's easy to keep all of this major arcana stuff as major arcana stuff, as just a kind of internal spiritual experience, as your own private kind of practice. But once we start trying to offer it to the world, then we've got to operate with the world's rules, right? So that we're understanding now everything else that it takes in order to provide this gift to the world. It's not enough to just be able to do this thing, but then you have to administer it. You have to do the technical side, the business side, the taxes, the databases, the computer system, whatever, whatever's involved there. Those are all of those kind of mundane things that we don't want, but we have to play by the world's rules. That's the society that we live in, so we have to do those things. You have to get the permit or whatever. You have to rent the building, in order to have that place where you can do this magic, right? Where you can have the experience, where you can really get to do what you really want to do. We've got to do all this other stuff too. And that's, I think, what the 3, and this is the cooperation between all of these different components. These are the things that make this happen, this new venture. That I think that's where we're going here with this year. It's very interesting. Let's select the mystery card. Let's look at the mystery card. We've already selected it. Let's select our prediction for it. What do we think it's going to be? I would like to see some water energy, I think. We don't really have any air energy. I don't feel like this is something that is in any way confusing to you. I don't think there's any debate. I think it's really just this kind of spiritual feeling. It's this intuition that you have. It's this drive and desire. I don't see a lot of confusion or debate about it. So I'd like to see some water energy. I would like to see, a 9 or a 10 of cups, 9 or a 10 of pentacles too. But anything showing that we're reaching manifestation of this, that we can see maybe kind of down the line things are coming together, things are happening. Yeah. So put your prediction down in the comments. Let's see what this card is here. You'll like it. It's the Ace of Swords. Just as I said, there was no swords cards in the reading here. There's no confusion. There's no debate. There's no questioning. There's no searching for answers. You know the answer. You know the certainty. You have the truth already within you. And I think this is mental clarity, right? This is you knowing what you are all about, knowing what your life is all about. And now it's just a matter of pushing forward, of doing it, of getting used to all the the kind of mundane business, aspect of things. It's realizing that we're not getting away from who we were. We're just using this energy in a new way to be whole, complete, right? It's about integration. We're not getting rid of this kind of formal business, professional energy. We're now taking that skill set and we're putting it to a different use. Yeah. And I think that you have a clarity, you have a clear vision of what you want. And that's a very important thing. And that's not something that we usually get right away. Sometimes we don't get this Ace of Swords until way at the very end when we finally can see what we're doing. No, I think you have a very clear picture now. And now it's just, we just got to build on that. Yeah. So this is going to be a very, very different year for you, but very productive. Very, very wonderful. Now, we're going to do an extended reading as well. If you want to stick around, click either above or below in the video description. New readings for Capricorn every Thursday and Sunday, but I'm here every day, so you come back tomorrow, see me again. Okay. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. Totally free, doesn't cost you anything. Leave some comments for me. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you, and I love you, and we're all in this together.